Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. So today we're doing the deep dive, codenamed Open Mouth. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So I just have to say, Open Mouth, insert foot is the correct response to that. Anyway, first stage of the deep dive has low oxygen, aquarks, and alien eggs, and apparently plenty of flyers to harass you, including this nanocyte breeder. You'll want to take that out as quickly as possible. So aquarks, of course, you're going to be looking for the flecks of glowing blue on the side of the level, and dig into it until you get that big chunk of a quark, and then put it into the rig. Same thing for the alien eggs, except you're going to look for the organic matter on the sides of the level, and then you're going to drop it in. Low oxygen means that the air is toxic in this level, so you have a small tank on your hip or back that has about a minute of oxygen. Otherwise, you'll have to go back to the rig for oxygen, or the drop pod, or a resupply pod. So only three things that are going to have oxygen next to it. So the further away you get from the rig, the more dangerous and hazardous it becomes. So once you get, as you see the gauge on the right hand side, once it gets about halfway down, you're going to want to make your way back to the rig unless you're very, very close to it. If you've been running away from it and you're less than half, you're in trouble. You're going to be running out of oxygen and your health is going to go down very, very quickly. So keep that oxygen at half or fuller if at all possible. Now, as it's in a quark mission, you're going to want to do this mission as quickly as possible, just simply for the fact that there's going to be more waves coming at you the longer that you take on the level. Now, once you get all the aquarks and the alien eggs, you'll still have to be on the level for 2 minutes, just defending or running around, whatever you want to do. More than likely, you're going to have to defend because the rig is the only thing that's going to have oxygen unless you've called in a resupply. So once that timer runs out, you'll have to wait another 20-30 seconds before the drop pod shows up. Make your way over to it as quickly as possible, defeating or defending against these enemies that are going to be coming after you, trying to keep you from getting out. Once the drop pod shows up, you only have 3 minutes to get on, so make your way there quickly. And of course, once you get away from the rig, you're going to want to get to the drop pod quickly anyway, as you'll only have about a minute of oxygen before you start losing your health. Now, this is a good time to point out that the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment where you can play with your buddy Bosco or with up to 3 other players, either pre-made or match-made. So that's it for stage number 1. Moving on to stage number 2. Alright, stage 2 of the deep dive has no modifiers, which is great because usually it's a kick in the pants when you do have a modifier. But this time around here you have crystallized morkite and mini mules. Now this is not a full salvage mission, so you don't have to worry about the other parts of salvaging those mini mules. All you have to do is find them and then reattach and repair it. Reattach those legs. You're going to look for and listen for the mini mule. You're going to see that glowing green aura that's pulsing, and also it pings at you when you're looking at it. Crystallized morkite, of course, is that blue-gray glow on the sides of the level. Dig it up with your pickaxe, just like you would any other mineral. Once you have all of the morkite and both mini mules repaired, then you're ready to call in the drop pod and make your way onward to the next stage. Now, this is a good time to point out that everything carries over from one stage of the deep dive to the next. That includes your health, your ammo, your grenades, traversal tools, including what's in your pockets. So if you do not have a chance to drop some minerals in the mule before it starts making its way to the drop pod, if the drop pod has a lot of enemies around it and you just want to move on, don't worry about dropping stuff into the drop pod, the sides of the drop pod. It'll still be there in your pockets in the next stage of the deep dive. Just in the third stage, make sure that you deposit it either in the mule or the drop pod before you make your way out, just so you can get credit for it. Now, every stage of the deep dive, you're going to be looking for gold and nitra along with those two objectives that you have to do. Gold, of course, will get you credits at the end of the deep dive. Nitra will keep you flush with ammo and health during the deep dive. So they're both very important, just for different reasons. Now, if you get to the drop pod before the mule, you'll need to run around or defend against the enemies that are going to be coming after you in swarms. So take care of them. Run around, whatever you want to do, whatever is best for your situation, depending on how much ammo you have. Running around may be the best scenario for you. But once the mule docks, the door will open and you can make your way on to the third and final stage. So that's it for stage number 2. Moving on to stage number 3. Alright, the third and final stage of the deep dive. This time around we have liquid morkite and alien eggs. Additionally, we also have rival presence. So rival presence means that there's going to be turrets and patrol bots and shredders, and maybe even a nemesis on the level. So make sure that you're keeping your eyes open for that. Turret controllers, you can take out all the turrets on the level if you take out that turret controller. So keep your eyes open for it as soon as you get into a level. Especially this level, as it's mostly open. This big open dome, more or less. Now, liquid morkite, you're going to have those geysers of blue smoke and blue flame. You're going to look for it, call in the pump jack, and then build out a framework and pipelines to each one. And there's 3 always on every liquid morkite level. Now, just like in the first stage, you're going to be looking for organic matter on the sides of the level and dig into it to get those alien eggs. And just know that when you dig up an alien egg, you could spawn a swarm, but even if you don't spawn a swarm, you're going to spawn some enemies that are going to be coming after you. So make sure that you're keeping your eyes open when you pull that egg, because for some reason, the bugs don't like it when you grab their eggs and take them away. Now, while you are refining or pumping out that liquid morkite and it's going back to the rig, at some point there's going to be leaks. You're going to have to go out and repair them. The blinking red light is your clue that that particular line has a leak on it, or at least one leak, if not 2. Repair all of them before you can get more progress towards 100%. Now, as that bar is going up, you're going to have swarms of enemies because they don't like all the noise that you're making pumping out that liquid morkite. Now, one of the fun things about liquid morkite levels are the pipelines that you can skate on. You can grind those pipes back and forth between the two, which is really one of the best ways to get around the level. Now, once you have all the morkite and the alien eggs, you're ready to call in the drop pod and get out. Now, of course, one of the big reasons, the main reason to do the deep dive, is for those matrix cores, which gives you cosmetics, weapon skins, and weapon overclocks, which will bump up your power of those particular weapons. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Shield ready again.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 3 minutes.
Zip line done. Zip line ready. That's it, lads. Rock and stone. Here, have a bullet in the face. I ordered a resupply.
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way. Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Shields placed. Could you please hurry up? We're leaving. Resupply arrived. Clifford Pretoria. Your limited shield if you don't.
Extraction commencing. Good work.
Coming home. You never know. Rock and roll and stone. Great team effort.
PlayStation